everyone. I am Anjana Verma from SIRTE and I'm going to teach you object-oriented programming and methodology. Now in this session I will taught you introduction of Oopm. First thing is what are the features and what is actually the concept of object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming term used as a programming approach based on the classes and object. Object-oriented paradigm allow organize the software collection using objects. An object has actually consist of data and behavior. It is contrast, or you can say the advanced version of conventional functional programming, and it came in 80s when the word known as the relation between the object with language. Object-oriented approach encourages two things. Modularization means you decompose your software or your program in different modules, and reusability means you can make new things, new modules from the existing ones by using the previous software. Now, object-oriented programming actually has a programming style with the class and object actually, and all things are moving around with these two things. The things which are moving is inheritance in class, inheritance between class, encapsulation means class, polymorphism between classes and objects. Means we can say that there are five main characteristics of object-oriented programming paradigm. The class by which we make objects, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Now we come to the first point is class. Class is a concept which represents a structure having states means data, or you can say attributes, and having methods means behavior. In this behavior, or we can say function, these functions are using on this data, these types of data. You can see in this example, television is a class having some attributes, having some data, that is channel number, off error, volume level, like this. These are the attributes, and you can show the behavior of television means you can change the channel, you can change the volume, you can mute the volume, you can power off, you can power on. Means every class has two things, attributes means characteristics, and behavior and methods or function of that class. For example, you can say that person is a class, and the data or attributes of person is having two eyes, legs, what is the color, what is the height of a person. They are the attribute, or we can say state, or we can say data, or we can say characteristics of class person. And behavior, you can say person can run, person can eat, person can read, person can walk, person can sleep. Means the things which are using the verbs like read, write, walk, they are the behavior of the class. And the attribute means noun. You can say what is the height, what is the color, like this. This means I think you are getting the what is the meaning of class. Means a structure, or you can say an entity which is having state, or you can say data and behavior. Okay, now next thing is what is an object. When we make a class, it is a logical entity. We can say that class is a person, and person has attributes like height, color, and behavior like walk and run. But actually, what is the physically, how can you show that class? For that, you have to make the object, or we can say the instance of class for that time. Suppose I am saying that Amit is the object of class person. Means we can say behavior of Amit Amit can sleep at this time, Amit can walk at this time, Amit can run, and Amit can read, and Amit can this. Amit is an object and which shows the same behavior of person, but in different thing, in different way. Sumit is another object which shows the attribute of length. What is the height of Sumit? That is 5 feet 9 inch. What is the height of Amit? That is 6 feet. Means class has, person is a class having two instances, Amit and Sumit, two object Amit and Sumit, which are physically shows the attributes and behavior of class person. Okay, I think you got the meaning of class and object. For example, you can see here television is a class, and we can say the direct TV is one object, John's TV is another object, and Jack's TV is the third object. Now encapsulation, wrapping up of data and functions. Now what are the characteristics? Actually, characteristics of class. Wrapping of, how can you show class with the help of this property, that is encapsulation. Means when we wrap data and function in one unit, we can say that is a class, and which shows the encapsulation property. In one unit we use data and behavior. For example, you can see here television is a class having data and function in one unit. Means this is the encapsulated property, okay, of class, which can you use with the help of class. Now properties are having visibility modes, private visibility mode, public visibility mode, or protected visibility mode. When the thing is private for class, you can't show or you can't use the thing out of the class. If thing is public, you can see here in this example, channel number has minus sign, means this is the private property of television class, and public property means plus sign. Means these properties or these function can be used outside of class, but these properties are not used outside the class. So यदि ये बनाई गई हैं और outside class नहीं use होंगी तो क्यों बनाई गई हैं? Because we use public functions outside the class, and in this function we use the private member of that class. Means the private member of classes can be used by the public member of that class only. Okay, function, suppose person is a class, person has attribute length, height, color, all things, and two hands, two legs, like this we can say. And if we say run, so we use legs. If we say read, we can use eyes. Means we can use the public functions outside the class, and in these function we use the private member of that class. Now next property which supports the class is inheritance. Inheritance means the capability of one class and things can be used in another class. Means the properties of one class, or we can say the superclass, can be used in the subclass, and this property is known as inheritance, by which you can reuse the code of one class in the another class. For simple example, you can say the properties of father can come in son or daughter. This is inheritance property. Okay, so if we write code in superclass, we can use that code in subclass if we use inheritance property, and by which you can save your effort, your time and money also. With the help of the previous thing, you can do some changes and make new things. For example, you can see here, bird is a class having a subclass duck. Duck is a subclass of bird, means duck has all the properties of bird. Bird means you can say fly. Duck can fly, but duck has having all other properties also, like duck can swim. It's the individual property of duck. For example, vehicle. There are two types of vehicle, pulled vehicle and automobile vehicle. Vehicle means you can move from one place to another place. So bullock cart, you also move from one place to another place, and by motor car you can also move from one place to another place. Means vehicle is used for the transportation. Now it is having bus, car, or are automobiles are also type of vehicle, are also used for the transportation. Automobile has some properties, but it has the property of vehicle also. Means we are reusing the vehicle properties in automobile, and we are using the property of automobile in car, the property of vehicle in car. Means car is a subclass having property of automobile and having property of vehicle. Means we are reusing automobile property and vehicle property in car, and car has another car's properties also. Means car has its own properties and automobile properties and vehicle properties. This is the inheritance, shows a very useful property of object oriented concept. We can say that class which is inheritance is called base class. Inherited is base class, and the class which inherited by the another class is derived class. Means the base class, superclass properties can come in derived class or subclass. We can say parent and child classes also. Now next property is polymorphism. Means ability for message of data to processed in more than one form. Means you can make a single function draw. If you pass the properties of triangle, means length and height, so you can draw triangle. If you pass length and breadth, so you can draw rectangle, and if you pass radius, then you can draw circle. Means the function name is draw, but having different shapes. Multiple forms are there. With different input, you will get the different output. This is also a pillar of the object-oriented concept. Now next is data abstraction. Data abstraction property and data hiding property, both are the opposite properties. Hiding means the private things which we are hiding don't show outside the class, but abstraction means act of representing essential features without including the background detail or explanation. Means we are representing the details, but we are not showing the whole background which is hide. Okay, suppose for example, if you are a driver, you need only the steering wheel, you need only the gear, only clutch, you press, you brake and all things. But what are the mechanics, how ignition happens, how air and petrol mix? These are the hiding property. But abstraction properties are steering, gear, brake, clutch and this. This is known as data abstraction. And till this, we are ending the session. Next time we will meet again with the next topic. Thank you.